So how many of you have wanted to see Harry and Hermione together? How many of you have thought, nah, I think Hermione's better suited with Ron, and Harry's better suited with Ginny? This debate has been going on for some time now, a very long time actually. And don't get me wrong, there's been fantastic arguments for and against them being romantically involved. And in today's video, I'm going to be analysing Harry and Hermione's relationship, and we'll answer the question, should they have been together? But before I can answer should they, I need to first look at could they? So let's not wait any longer, let's get right into this video and really discover if Hermione is more than just a fanship. Keep watching if this is the video for you. I said at the beginning of this video that Harry and Hermione, or Harmione, have been the subject of one of, if not the biggest debate between Potterheads since the series ended. I mean, it's 2020 and I've been witness to my own friends arguing that they should have been a thing, that something should have happened between the two, that Ron was such a bad fit for Hermione. Even J.K. Rowling herself admitted that she questioned whether she had done the right thing by not pairing Harry and Hermione together, because she had it in her head from the very beginning that the latter would end up with Ron. She also didn't want to adhere to the stereotypical pairing of the main guy with the main girl like so many stories beforehand, and it also brings Ron into the frame in terms of how much more involved he can be. It balanced the trio out. Hermione is the smart one, she figures out the difficult parts, unlocks the clues, and saves both Harry and Ron's lives on several occasions. Harry is obviously the chosen one, he's involved with everything as the plot is centered around him. So if Harry and Hermione end up together, or begin to get close early on in the books, they'll be together a lot more often than they would have been, meaning they'll talk a lot more about certain events which may lead to a lot more revelations between the two. So the next question is, where does that leave Ron? He'd feel quite left out if I'm honest. Just look at his reaction in the Deathly Hallows when his jealousy gets the best of him.
You think I don't know how this feels?
No, you don't know how it feels! Your parents are dead! You have no family!
Stop! Stop!
Let go!
Yes, he had the Horcrux around his neck, but that object only heightened the negative feelings a person was having. So in actual fact, Ron was feeling left out due to Harry and Hermione working so closely together, and this was just as friends. Hermione liked Ron to feel included. She wanted him to feel like he contributed. She didn't want anyone feeling unnecessary or useless, especially Ron, and yeah, maybe her feelings for him played a part in that. But that's not to say Ron didn't contribute, because it's clear as day he did, but he was also the best friend of Harry Potter. The best friend of the chosen one, the boy who lived, the one who got all the attention. Ron was always going to be in Harry's shadow. That was the choice, the consequence really, of being his friend.
I told him I'd get him Harry's autograph.
And I always feel that the relationship with Hermione was Ron's reward for being in the backseat the entire time, for contributing when he could of course, but as I've said, Harry was the lead guy, and Hermione the lead girl. I believe that's why JK wanted to pair the two from the off. Harry would get his girl with Ginny, but so would Ron in Hermione. Now here's one of the issues, and it's definitely not Daniel Radcliffe or Emma Watson's fault. It's actually a good thing. The characters in the movie had great chemistry. They all grew up together, so they gelled excellently. But that scene in the Deathly Hallows Part 1 where Harry and Hermione have that dance in the tent after Ron just bailed on them, that moment when the music stops and they look at each other and every single one of us was like, and don't admit you weren't, no way, surely they can't kiss. While at the same time, many of us secretly wanted them to kiss. Now that's Daniel and Emma's incredible chemistry, as I've said, and that didn't actually happen in the book with them gazing into each other's eyes and we're all waiting for that kiss. But if anything was going to spark Hermione, then it was at that scene. And in all honesty, I think it's one of the very, very few cases where the movie has given greater excitement than the book, because from books 1 to 4, Harry and Hermione were about as compatible as Minerva McGonagall and Igor Karkaroff. JK was really clever, making the scenes between them quite awkward when Ron wasn't around, especially in the Goblet of Fire. Then something drastically changes in the Order of the Phoenix, and I don't think we've seen it in any other book since. The connection between Harry and Hermione really intensifies. They work as a team better than ever in this book, and you can really see how much they care about one another. There's no more awkwardness. There's moments where Hermione clings to Harry's arm or grabs his hand. We see Harry feel that gut-wrenching pain in the forest when he feared Hermione was dead, and how lightheaded he felt at the overwhelming satisfaction that she was actually okay. Or how about the really long, heartfelt hug she gives him at Grimmauld Place? It was as if the characters stepped onto another plateau together. It's not just the readers who spotted that either. It was the characters from the universe who also began asking questions. Victor Krum wanted to know if there was anything between Harry and Hermione. He didn't ask Ron. And what about Cho Chang, getting extremely jealous that Harry was spending time with Hermione too? Harry even thought back to the first time he and Hermione became real friends during his Charms exams, and how excited and proud he was when Dolores Umbridge actually recognised Hermione's skills. Yeah, you can argue and say, oh, that was all out of friendship, and going by the books, it was. That's how it was written. But that doesn't rule out a platform for something romantic to develop eventually between the two. I can't say that Ginny isn't a good fit for Harry, because she is. They both grew up together, they matured together, went to school together, and they realised their feelings for one another by book 6, while Hermione realised and felt the blow of her own feelings for Ron when seeing him with Lavender Brown. At that point, with Hermione heartbroken and Harry also hurting over Ginny and Dean, I kind of feel that comforting moment between the two was another opportunity for something romantic to happen. You know that situation, the not realising what's truly in front of you, but it was shut down by JK. I kind of feel that Rowling wrote the two as incompatible from books 1 to 4. She opened the door in Order of the Phoenix, and we don't know if it was unintentional or not. Who knows? Then it's back to the original end goal and the reality that Harry and Hermione were just friends. However, that doesn't mean that they couldn't work. They had a relationship based on trust, mutual respect, love, even if it was a friendly love, and they appreciated each other more than anything, and that is grounds for a romance. So I did say I'd ask could they be together before I'd answer should they be together, and I think it's pretty clear that they could work, but that doesn't mean they should work. Their friendship was integral for their growth, but they never looked at each other in the way that many of us have wanted them to. Harry really cares for Hermione, but in the end, the things he can tolerate least about her, like studying too much, adhering to the rules, overanalyzing everything, and using logic to attempt to explain every problem she encounters, was everything Ginny was not. I also believe it's more a case of people liking Harry with Ginny over not liking Hermione with Ron. Anyway everyone, what do you think? I have a feeling this will get the debate going in the comment section, so I want to know what you're thinking. I know there's some evidence in the books that shows that Hermione could work, but I've read some comments stating that there is no evidence of chemistry between the two, so it's still going back and forward. So I'm going to leave you with a question. Team Hermione or Team Ginny? Comment down below, but you have to tell me why. That's all for today. Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure to check out my video on my upcoming series Riddle an Animated Story, which is all about the early years of Tom Riddle transitioning from his time in the orphanage to when he gets to Hogwarts. Thanks again guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever, so please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do, it's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content, so if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone, and please have a great day.